Good morning to my 1,629 YouTube channel subscribers. Hope you guys are having a really nice weekend. Today, Sunday morning. I am currently leaving church after a good service. What a service it was. I was going to do this walk and talk on the way home from walking from church. I was going to do a video on why did I sell my PS5 to buy a 1985 original NES Nintendo console. However, after church, it was such a good service. Half the people cried. It was such a powerful service this morning, and I'd just like to share that with you guys. Please forgive me for my my audio today, as I'm my new Bluetooth audio that I bought from eBay. It currently is not working, so I'm gonna have to return my Bluetooth audio, and I'm gonna purchase a better quality Bluetooth audio. And so bear with me, as the wind might be a little distorted audio. However, within the next week, I hope to get some new Bluetooth microphones. So without further ado, let me get into the story today about why forgiveness is key to happiness. And I will share the testimony that was given today in church, and then I will also share my own testimony of why forgiveness is key to happiness. Okay, so this guy today shared his story about how he was robbed and stabbed 22 times in the back, and these guys robbed him and tried to take his life, and he became so the long story short with his story is that so he was stabbed to death, he almost died, he was paralyzed, he was in the hospital for 3 months, he was paralyzed, the only thing he could move was his left hand, and so he was in really bad shape and almost died. And he said how God came to him and said, it's not your time yet. And he was just sharing his story today at church about how God helped save him. And but the key point is, after he recovered from his physical therapy and everything, he later said after hi Kimberly Hayward, hope you're having a nice weekend and a blessed Sunday. So this guy was stabbed 22 times, he was robbed and left for dead, and he was in the hospital for 3 months fighting for his life, and as well as having to do physical therapy. And so after 2 years, the guys that stabbed him and tried to kill him and rob him and left him, paralyzed and crippled, he was shared a story saying about how he forgive his attackers and how he's not going to let his attackers have power over him. Now, see, forgiveness is forgiveness is the key to happiness. If he would have kept that hate in his heart, and which is a normal human reaction, when somebody does you wrong, that you're going to be angry at them. However, when you're angry at them, you're really angry at yourself. And when you have hatred towards somebody else, you really have hatred towards yourself. And so, but once you forgive them, it releases all that negativity from your life, and people could carry that hatred around for years and years and years. And hatred and not forgiving somebody is the number one reason for unhappiness. And so, and you can sit here in your mind, for instance, hey Nathan Smith, hope you guys are having a nice weekend. And so, so if somebody does you wrong and you have hate in your heart for them, then like you could, like, let's say the guy, he was stabbed 22 times, he was paralyzed. He said he had a bright volleyball career. He said he was the Michael Jordan of volleyball, and they stabbed him and took away, he was paralyzed. This was like 30 years ago, and he still has, remaining injuries from that. Like, he has problems. He's recovered a lot, but he still has issues. But to be an athlete and be, recognized as the Michael Jordan of volleyball, and then being stabbed 22 times and left for paralyzed and in the hospital for 3 months recovery. That would, a lot of people would have hate in their heart, but he was able to forgive those people. But if he didn't, let's say instead of forgiving his attackers, he would have just been plotting. I'm gonna get my attackers. I'm gonna have revenge on my attackers. And he just thought about that 12 hours a day for 40 years. He would have been very miserable and unhappy. But the second that he was able to forgive his attackers, that unhappiness went away, and he was filled with a happiness. Like he shared his stories today, and he was just utterly happy. And he talked about how he forgave his attackers. He wishes them well. He hoped they learn from their lesson and doing well today after being stabbed for 22 times and left for dead and left perilous. So that's saying a lot. And now let me share my personal story of how I forgave somebody who hurt me. Now, somebody that stabbed me 22 times, but it was something else that was very hurtful, similarly, to where I had children with a woman, and we separated, and her family was like that I shouldn't have a relationship with my children if I don't have a relationship with my children's mom. And so, and they were literally millionaires, and I'm definitely not a millionaire. So they was able to hire the best lawyers. I had to go to court dozens of times just to be able to visit my children. And anyway, and they moved 1,000 miles away from me to a whole nother state, and they just made it impossible for me to be in my children's lives. Although I tried with the court over and over again, and it built a lot of hatred in my heart towards the mother of my children and the grandparents who spent so much money and made it so difficult for me just to even be able to see my children. And I hated them, and I plotted their death, and I wished them ill will. However, after going to court about 50 times, I got on my hands and knees and said, I can't take no more. I put all this in God's hands. And I forgave the grandparents, and I forgave the mother for keeping my children from me. And I just, and then that day right there, all the unhappiness left me. And I was just happy and content knowing that, and plus my children, they can also look back and say, well, my dad did go to court so many times, to see me. And so anyhow, I forgave them. Now, before I forgave my children's mom and and the grandparents for making me go to court so many times just to be able to try to see my kids moving so far away, I would sit hours a day and just pray for their downfall, and I would plan like how I'm gonna get my revenge on them. And I was just so miserable and unhappy in my life. But then the second that I prayed for them, and then I prayed for them and I forgave them for what they did against me, and all that misery just went away, and I was the most happiest I ever been since I was a kid. And so that's the power of forgiveness. And the power of unforgiveness is misery. If somebody done you wrong and you sit there spending all that time plotting against them, it only harms you. It doesn't harm the people that did you wrong. So really forgiveness, forgiving others, it has more benefit for you than it does for them anyways. Because all them negative thoughts that you're having towards the person who did you wrong is not harming the people that did you wrong one bit whatsoever. But all the time that you're sitting here plotting and planning their downfall, it's actually stressing you out and making you miserable. Hi Mary, hope you guys are having a nice day. So that's what it was at church service today. It was about forgiveness, and it really hit home with me and how much having hate in your heart can make you just unhappy. And then, but if you forgive somebody who sinned against you, then it can bring you all kinds of happiness. So, but I'm gonna keep this live short. I'm almost home. I'm just walking home from church. Got the old Bible with me, and so just want to kind of share what I learned at church. So hopefully I can pass the message. I'm not sure how good the audio is going to be on this video because it's awful windy, but just wanted to share forgiveness is key to happiness. And hope you guys are having a nice Sunday. And I am going to upgrade my my Bluetooth audio this week so I can have better audio quality videos. I ordered some new ones off of eBay, but they're really turned out to be low quality, and they won't hold a charge to keep dying on me. So anyways, I'm gonna look for some better quality audio, and I'm gonna do the next video. The next video I'm gonna do is gonna be why did I sell my PlayStation 5 to buy a 1985 Nintendo console. And so that's gonna be an interesting video. Also, the new Nintendo console should be here tomorrow, and so I'm gonna do a live unboxing of the Nintendo, and then also I'm gonna do a live video when we play Super Mario Brothers 3, and when we play Zelda 1, and when we play Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So there should be some good videos coming up, and so I'm gonna go ahead and close this video, and hopefully if anybody done you wrong, please forgive them in your heart so you can unlock the key to happiness. And thanks for watching it, guys, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Until then, see you.